Hey guys, I'm Bormai. Thanks for stopping by the channel. First, before I jump into this video, I really, truly want to thank you guys very much for all the views I've been getting in the last couple weeks. I am beyond humbled and very honored that you guys continue to come back week after week. Thank you very much. I truly cannot express how appreciative I am. Today's video is how to win more Call of Duty Warzone. I'm going to give you guys some tips like loadout, which loadout to choose for which scenario, where to land, what to do first, and many more.
Did they get it or did we? Oh, we did.
Tip number one, landing. There's different approaches to landing. It really depends on how the first circle is. If it's a small circle, I really like to land on a recon. I like to complete it, maybe do another 2 or 3 recons. That way you can get a solid idea of where the final circle is going to be. If it's a big circle, I like to try to do scavenges, get some money together, and bounties. Basically get some free money. A lot of times those bounties will get picked off, or you can rush that bounty and get some kills and get some money together at the beginning, which will lead me to tip number 2. Tip number 2, loadout. Guys, you want to shoot to get your loadout as soon as possible. I'm talking about in the first 2 minutes of the game is probably the longest you want to take. I mean, you need to hustle. This needs to be priority number 1. Get your loadout. Basically, that's going to do several things for you. 1, it's going to give you the weapons you're most comfortable with, the weapons that you've set up that you really like to use, the ones that you put your heart, blood, sweat, and tears into. And 2, it's going to give you that confidence, that little boost you need to push people, to win more engagements, so you're not cowering and camping in a corner, hoping that somebody runs to you. It's going to make you feel just confident, especially knowing you've got a badass gun and some dude's got a pea shooter. Really helps out. What this is also going to do is it's really going to set you up to get your ghosted class at the free loadout, which is roughly 13 seconds before the first circle closes completely. Let's quickly talk about what loadout class you should choose. So really that's going to depend a lot on where the circle is, how large the circle is, where you estimate the final circle is going to be, and you always need to estimate where you think the final circle is going to be. If you did that recon like I suggested in the beginning, especially if it's a smaller circle, it's going to take a lot more of the guesswork out of where the final circle is going to be, and you'll have an idea. So if it's a smaller circle, and let's say the circle is going to end bottom right hand side of the map, that's going to be, you know, prison, farmland, maybe downtown, I'm going to choose a class with my sniper so I can hit longer shots, as you're going to have more long distance fights in that area. If the circle's a large circle, and I'm really kind of guessing a lot here, I'm going to go with my rush class all day long, which is going to be an SMG, which is probably going to be the MP7, MP5, or Finnick, and the AR, which I'm still using the Grau. I know it's been nerfed, but that's still my go-to AR. If you have a go-to AR, obviously that's what you're going to use. But this is really going to set you up for later on during the game and how you're playing the rest of the game. Tip number 3, communication. And before you skip past this, I realize that you think this is something easy. It's actually not. Actually talking and shooting and giving accurate information while doing this or being shot at, this is really difficult, but it is something you must master if you want to win a majority of your games, okay? So you need to give crucial information, and what I would say what you need to start practicing is, number 1, location. Where the guy is. So, hey, I got a hostile. He's the front side of the building, far right-hand window, shooting at me right now. Number 1, get that. 2, you need to give how many people there are. If you see 2, I see 2. You know, if you're playing squads, if you're playing squads, there could be 4 people. Maybe you only see 2. Assume there are 4, but you need to say exactly how many there are. If you can ping some, outstanding. That's even better. And also, you need to communicate every time you knock one and every time you eliminate one. That way your teammates know there were 4, you saw 4, you killed 2, they're completely eliminated. Now it is 2v4, you have the upper hand, you can push. Tip number 4, have a game plan. Now, what this does is it puts you and your team on the same line of thinking, same page. That way you guys are fighting the same fight. So what this really doesn't
push
mean
them or
is
we
it
run
doesn't
that
mean
way?
that your plans aren't going to change, because obviously in every game there's going to be unforeseen obstacles, unforeseen variables that are going to change things. They're going to change your plan. It also doesn't mean that you're going to actually complete or execute every plan that you come up with. It just is going to put you guys on the same mental wavelength, so you guys are completing one objective, right? It also, in my opinion, really helps because every squad's got that one guy who wants to go off on his own little excursion, and he gets himself killed, and he's upset that you guys weren't with him. I really feel like this helps to eliminate a lot of that and keeps you working together. Tip number 5, rotate strategically. Especially Circle 5+, you're likely going to have to leave the cover you've had, and you're going to have to rotate. I use 2 schools of thought on this. One, I try to rotate early. That way I get the cover, hopefully before another team is. A lot of people start rushing that final building. If you're in it, you can pick off people. Easy peasy. A lot of free kills. Tip number 2, and this is the more likely plan of what's going to happen, is your game plans are all coming together right here, and you're end up storm chasing, right? This is the most popular one. It's the last second rotation. What's going to happen is you're going to have to leave your cover, but you're going to want to stay on the edge of the gas. What this is going to do is it basically is going to prevent most people from being behind you. I'm not going to say people will never be behind you, but it's going to stop a lot of people from being behind you. You're going to want to keep your head on a swivel as you're rotating. You're going to need to have a plan of where I'm going and what cover I'm going to get to ASAP if people start shooting at me. You need to know where you're going to go and be lightning quick. Also, if you have other buddies alive, you have them look one way, you look another way, and keep that tip of communication I gave you earlier up. Make sure you're giving all the info you can. You're pinging guys on the mini-map. Make sure you are ready for shit to happen as it happens. Stay on the gas, push to the cover, get ready to fight. That's it for today's video, guys. Take these tips, make them your own. I want you to comment below that you use some of these tips to win as soon as you get a win from some of these tips. Also, let me know what tips you like, what tips you don't like, and if you want more of these types of videos. If you love these tips and you want more tips, because I'm going to go into further detail in later videos, don't forget to subscribe so you can get these tips on a regular basis. Hit that notification. It will make you a better Call of Duty player. Until next time, I'm Bormai, signing out and wishing you happy gaming.